I don't think that I had any special genius or anything. I just loved what I did, and that kind of propelled me through the various difficulties that you may encounter, but I don't see that I'm any different from anybody else. Earliest memories of growing up in South London was that a friend of mine, we were in my bedroom, and then one day I said, oh, wouldn't it be interesting to go outside on the roof and look down on the people walking by? And so I climbed out of the window onto this very shallow ledge, and I was about 6, and I was teetering around on the edge in the gutter of the up of sort of very shallow roof, and looking at the people, and then the people started pointing at me, and so my mother, who was downstairs, was alerted to the fact that everybody in the street was pointing up at this little girl on the roof, and so she ran up and very calmly suggested that I might come back in, and then the next week the bars went up on the window to stop that escapade happening again. When I was at Cambridge, I did this massive rotary 80 PAs thing, and a spectrometer was the sort of largest, most complicated thing that we'd had, and I had it on my table, which was the length of the table, and I kind of every day annotated it a bit with my ideas and things, and then I coloured it in felt pens and things like that, so it was sort of I loved it, you know. I was so happy. I came in, and every day I'm going to try and solve this, because it's like a massive puzzle, because you don't know, there's too many unknowns to solve by sort of the human brain, really. But I'm going to do it, you know, I'm going to work on all the different permutations until I've solved it. So that, to me, is one of those very exciting days in science, when you finally understand something which has been, and for some days I used to come in and think, I don't think we'll ever solve this because it's just too complicated. And so then when you do, you get this massive sense of achievement and excitement. So sometimes I say to people, you know, they'll come to me with an interpretation, and I'm very annoying, I think, because I say, oh, but that can't be right because the peak shapes are not quite right, and this, that, and the other. And so, how do you know that? So, because I've been doing it so long, you know, that cannot be the answer. And I think, you know, you're missing something. And I think at first they're quite annoyed, but then after a while they sort of agree with me. So
that must be really, really annoying.
I think it is, yes. And
I'm just thinking about the number of times in this conversation you've told us that, well, somebody said no.
Yeah.
You know, like from the very start.